Last night on stream, we decided to tier list a ton of subgenres. It's a nice combination of popular subgenres and more that are a little bit more obscure. And if I don't talk about your favorite genre, that's fine because you're gonna comment it and I'll be sure to bring it up in the eventual part 2. When I see Nintendocore, it straight up takes me back to fucking high school. This is like one of the first bands I think of when I think of Nintendocore because this was like very popular. For anyone that don't know, Nintendocore is just like, it's basically any core music, post-hardcore, deathcore, metalcore, whatever, married with 8-bit and like chiptune elements. So like you'll find a lot of like sampling from video games or Nintendo shit or whatever. It doesn't have to be Nintendo specifically, but the 8-bit, the chiptune in combination with the core and like this kind of like cyber aesthetic is what makes Nintendocore. I might say this for a few genres that we go over, but Nintendocore is like one of those genres that are like so bad it's good, and I'm very well aware that it didn't age well. It did not age well. Like you listen to this and you're like, bro, what am I listening to right now? Horse the Band or yeah, Horse the Band are, I'm pretty sure they're the ones that coined Nintendocore. But what's cool about Horse the Band is they are like more hardcore rooted. Dylan is right. This era made absolute garbage. But this era of music, Nintendocore, and I'll do Easycore next because they kind of go hand in hand in a way of like genres that don't take themselves serious at all. Like everyone listening, the people making the genres, like we know it's bad. We have the self-awareness. We know this shit is trash. It's just fun. This is like back when bands had fun. Not to say that bands don't have fun now, but like back then, people were just making music, just putting shit together just to do it. With all that being said, I don't know how I should scale the genres on this tier list because I feel like nostalgia definitely holds a lot of weight for this ranking. But realistically, I never listen. I never listen to Nintendocore anymore. I know there's bands that like are trying to do some sort of Nintendocore revival today. I haven't even checked them out, but I guess it's a C because it wouldn't be fair to do anything above a C if I don't actively listen to it. Just from listening, this is trash. Yeah, this is like one of those genres where it's like, you had to be there. You had to fucking be there. Immediately, I want to talk about Easycore after this because Easycore and Nintendocore, like it feels like while Nintendocore was on the decline, Easycore has been around for a long time. They did exist at the same time at some point. Now, if you don't know what Easycore is, I suck on this genre all the time. Every single time. Now, it's basically pop punk with breakdowns and screams. I think the best to do Easycore is Chunk No Captain Chunk. They are Easycore gods for a reason, and that's because they literally perfected the genre. There's the route where it's like very electronic, right? Very like dancey and shit. When I think of that, I think of like early Abandoned by Bears, Settle Your Scores. I think of Crunkosaurus Rex. I think of Freshman 15, right? Then you have the more aggressive Easycore, right? Like later Abandoned by Bears. Even Belmont could fall under Easycore. You have A Day to Remember, who really popularized that more aggressive Easycore. 4 Year Strong, other gods of the genre, right? Because they also had like some of the like electronic shit in the earlier years, but like they also matured like an aggressive version of Easycore, which is really fun to listen to. But I really think Chunk No Captain Chunk did like a beautiful blend of both metalcore, post-hardcore, and like pop punk. Like they are hands down the Easycore guys. I'm gonna force myself to stop talking about Easycore because this is a genre that I could talk about forever, as you guys know. The meme is that it's like Disney Channel music, right? It's Disney core. Right? Because it's like pop punk is already extremely fucking cheesy. Easycore somehow makes it more cheesy, right? It's one of those genres that a lot of people like despise or are absolutely in love with. It's a genre that doesn't take itself serious. People are self-aware that it's like some dumb shit, but it's very fun and it can get serious and it can get deep. While Nintendocore, I feel like not really. Not just like sonically, right? But in general, Easycore just aged way better than Nintendocore. Like we're listening to Chunk right now. I feel like we're having a good time versus like Duck Hunt Dog, what we just played. I'm sure that turned a lot of motherfuckers off. It just did not age well at all. Easycore is just way more digestible, and I still listen to Easycore like numerous times a week. And I'm gonna keep it a buck, fellas. Don't care what you say. S tier for me. Let's do porno slash grind. No pun intended. I got shit to talk about this genre. I don't know anything about this genre. Oh man, keep it that way. Keep it that way. Yeah. So porno slash scat grind is literally just grindcore, but with like either aesthetics that, you know, involve porn or as in like like shit, like feces, like it's actually disgusting. I don't mind grindcore. There's a lot of bands that do grindcore well. It's just like when you start digging into like porno grind and scat grind, I personally don't see the enjoyment. Like, why do I want to listen to a song that opens with like ladies moaning? Don't get me wrong, I like to hear a shorty moan, but not in my music. Not in my music. Scat grind, it's like, bro, poop. Are you dead ass right? Poop. Like, there's actual scat grind that has shit noises, like actual like farting and shitting and and there's so many bands that are like, oh, like their whole aesthetic is like AIDS and shit, like STDs and gonorrhea, and like the album covers are just disturbing, and it's just, it is not for me. This song is called Raped by Elephants. Again, I do fuck with grindcore. I don't listen to it like often, but there's like some grindcore that I fuck with. But like vaginal disembowelment, at least the drummers are insane. Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. Any grind band, like the drummers have to, I guess, have unlimited stamina. Okay, this is Poo 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 La 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 by Clitgore. Bro, just so you guys, I'm not showing you the album cover, but the cover is a naked lady, right? With a skull that's ripped in two, covering her vagina. And she's like in like a graveyard with some dude holding a lantern, and his head is decapitated. Obviously, like a lot of this music, you can't understand the lyrics, but it's literally like about ripping people in half and then them. Like, yeah, I'm going to tear open someone's throat and literally obtain some throat. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, bro. I fuck with some grindcore, but when you're adding like literal shit, you're sampling shit and porn, it's all good. I'm all right. I'm okay. And by the way, this is no hate to anybody that fucks with the genre, and I guess this should go without being said, right? Just because I don't like the same genre of music as you, or it's not for me, doesn't mean I hate the community, doesn't mean I hate the people that listen. It's just we don't have, you know, a similar taste in music, and that I think that's okay. Let's get into Mathcore. Yeah, that's right. There's a genre of music that involves thinking, that involves intelligence and knowledge. Mathcore, it's literally like whenever you see core in something, it's rooted from hardcore. Math is typically like guitar work that is like a little more technical, right? Math, when you hear something is mathy, it's like technical, like odd time signatures, right? It's like impressive guitar work. I would say like Converge are like the ones that kind of like started Mathcore. It's just like so chaotic, and I could be wrong, right? I could be butchering this, but I'm pretty sure Converge is the one that started Mathcore, where it's like hardcore with just like fancy guitar work, right? The Fall of Troy, Mathcore. Dance Gavin Dance, Mathcore. Hail the Sun, Mathcore. Converge themselves said that they were copying Dead Guy. Oh, really? There you go. Let's listen to Dead Guy then. They are? Wait, what? Dead Guy is from fucking Jersey? Mathcore I do like a lot. I do like a lot, especially like the evolution, right? Like listening to this, right? And then you listen to a band like Dance Gavin Dance, right? Or like anything that has math involved. If you think of a genre of music, there's probably a band that includes math in it, right? Like they're like, and I feel like it just immediately makes the project feel a little bit more sophisticated, right? It immediately makes it more fun and unpredictable, which is always a good thing. I love listening to a piece of music and it's like you have no, like there's a random ass left turn, had no idea that shit was happening. And that happens a lot when it comes to math and like progressive music, right? I'm gonna give it a buck. I fucking hate when people throw water bottles in the pit. I hate that shit. I hate it so much. When people throw like if you just spill a beer, it's an accident, whatever. Throwing water into the crowd just completely blows my shit. One, because I don't want to be wet. That is like being wet. That is when my 166 really fucking shows. I don't want to exist in my skin when I have a wet piece of clothing on, even if it's a little damp. And second, it just makes everything so much more fucking dangerous. I like unless it's concrete, right? Even concrete, it can get dangerous, a little more dangerous. But like, if we are moshing, if we are in a crowd, why do you think it's a good idea to throw water to make the environment more hazardous and make it more slippery for a dipshit to try to two-step, slip, and crack his skull? I hate that shit so much. If it's mad hot outside, okay, it's not hot here, brother. Everyone is wearing sweaters. What? See, why did they do that? Why did they just do that? What has happened? Buddy has a folded chair like it's WWE, throwing that bitch around, not giving one shit. What is he? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, nice warm up.
Why are you throwing that into the... What are you doing? Okay, now everything is wet. Now everything is wet. Bitch, how am I supposed to mosh? Everything is wet. What are you... Okay, that's some shit you do when you don't know what to do with your body. Just pop it into the baby position and then kicking your legs around. That literally means you have so much energy within you and you have no fucking idea what to do with it. So you just drop into it and do some dumb shit. Show aftermath: 7 dead, 14 injured. 7 dead, 14 injured, everyone pregnant. I like Mathcore a lot. I like math in general, but Mathcore specifically, I feel like me personally, I don't listen to it enough to put it in A tier, which makes me feel like, yeah, I like it and I want to listen to it more, but for whatever reason, I don't. I feel like that's like a good indicator of a B, in my opinion. I like math in my music, not on my paper. Okay. I am bad at math. Next up, Midwest emo. Since we were just talking about math and music, which is essentially Midwest emo. Emo elements within like it's DIY, it's punk, it gets screamy and shouty, very emotional, right? Emo short for emotional. If you're watching me, you probably seen my documentary I did on like Midwest emo, talking about various points that not many people have touched on. I absolutely love Midwest emo with all of my heart. I think it is the perfect genre of music, and I don't care what anybody says. Like the Twinkles has this like nostalgic energy to it. I think the DIY aspect of it makes it feel like, okay, this is an achievable thing that like, especially like it has like the shittiest vocalist of all time combined with like some of the best guitarists you can fucking find, right? And it feels like, oh fuck, I'm listening to this and I'm like, oh, I could start a Midwest emo band, right? And then you really think about it, it's like, no, this is actually more impressive than it fucking sounds. And Midwest emo is just another genre that I could talk about forever. It holds my heart. I've been in love with it since I first discovered it. Shout out Midwest emo mixtapes on YouTube. I don't know, man. This is just a beautiful genre of music, and I don't think it gets any more perfect because it gets obviously emotional, it gets catchy, it gets aggressive, and everything I personally love in a genre of music, you can find in Midwest emo. And the amount of different flavors there are is super fun too. When I think of Djent, I think of Periphery. Personally, I don't know what the first band you guys think of is, but Periphery is immediately the band that comes up in my mind. Also, like Volumes, I really like Volumes, or I used to like Volumes a lot back when I was listening to Periphery, Volumes, shit like that. Okay, a lot of people like to argue if Djent is a genre or not. I think it is, to be honest. Because what Djent is, it's a specific sound in progressive metal, right? It's funny because like Djent is progressive metal, but it's kind of like you stop progressing, right? When you are a Djent band, because Djent is just a like a wah 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 wah, right? Like bow to bow to bow to boo 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 bow to bow to boo, right? That's Djent. A lot of people like to argue Djent isn't a genre, but like it's like then Swancore isn't a genre. I think Djent is a genre because it is literally a specific sound that a Djent band has in like most of their songs. You know what I mean? Like there is a difference between a Djent band and a progressive metal band, because a progressive metal band might not have the Djenty sound, but still have like math and progressive elements into their music, if that makes sense. Here's how I know, in my mind, Djent is a genre. There's a lot of progressive metal I don't like, but I do like Djent. You know what I mean? But I think it would fall next to Mathcore for me, just because, again, while I do like Djent, I just don't listen to it enough for me to put it in A tier. Based off of what I'm going through, how I'm building this, S is like perfect. A is like damn near perfect, but not quite, I guess. B is like, I fuck with the genre, but I just don't like listen to it enough. C is like probably used to be good. F is complete trash. D is like never liked it, can't get into it. E is just like, I feel like E shouldn't even really. E as a ranking in a tier list is just dumb as fuck to me. It is so dumb. What can E possibly mean that D cannot or F cannot? Like, what is it between ass and absolute terrible? You know what I mean? But we'll keep it there in case I'm like, yeah, this genre feels E to me. Now, ska, I absolutely love. It is literally rooted from like battling racism. It is punk. It is goofy. It is fun. There is this band that has been popping on Instagram lately. They're like a ska band, I think, like from, I don't want to say Japan because if I'm wrong, I'm going to look extremely racist, but somewhere in Asia. Every time we talk about ska, I bring this up, but I've never said it in a video. I was hanging out with somebody once, and she said, for some reason, ska just reminds me of mozzarella sticks. Like if mozzarella sticks had a genre of music attached to it, it would be ska. And I just feel like that is extremely accurate. I can't explain why it makes sense, but it just does. Like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, you could not like ska. That's 100% okay. But, like, how can you watch this and not feel warm? How can you not feel, like, a little tingle? I know Japanese because they're from Nagoya. Oh, there you go. See, I'm not racist then. There was one that was super viral. What's this one? Look, just, oh my God. Everyone's skanking in unison. It's so fun! Oh my God. It's like, bro, this shit is like if you fuck with reggae, if you fuck with punk, and if you fuck with being goofy, that's ska for you, bro. I love this shit. The ethics, right? The meaning, where it's rooted from, it's just so important, bro. It is so important, right? It is so meaningful. Did you know? Okay, ska, bro. I don't know how many of y'all motherfuckers know this, but the checkered pattern you see in ska, right? This shit right here, the checkered pattern that represents ska, it's literally built to say like black people, white people, unison, right? Uniting people of color and white people. Like, it is literally built off of battling racism. It is so, I don't know. I love this shit. I love this shit. Now that I'm like doing this like tier list, I'm realizing that straight up, again, it falls under Math and Djent for me. I would say I like it more than Djent, but not as much as Math. I'm realizing while I'm like building this tier list that I'm just like not being diverse enough like lately with my listening. And this is motivating me to be. This is motivating me to be. Like straight up, I don't understand how I can feel passionate about ska and feel like hella love for Math, but for some reason not listen to it enough. I think I'm just so comfortable in my Midwest emo Easycore pop punk shit that like it's rare for me to break out of that. Someone in chat asked me to do post-hardcore, and I think I know what A tier means now. So here's the thing. Post-hardcore, it is like an umbrella term similarly to metalcore, but I feel like when I think of post-hardcore, I do have a specific sound in mind. First off, I immediately think of like the classic like Warped Tour era. I just dropped my Owls and Glaciers video today. I immediately think of that entire era, right? Like the classic Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, Chiodos, Dance Gavin Dance, A Day to Remember, fucking that type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, not as heavy as metalcore, but it's like more melodic, right? But then you can also argue that like post-hardcore is like fucking what is it, like, I could be butchering this, like Fugazi, right? Where they just like took hardcore and be more experimental with it, and it somehow transitioned into shit like Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, and now it's like post-hardcore just means anything that's not as heavy as metalcore. It feels. Am I spitting? Post-hardcore is Fugazi at the drive-in, Refused. Yeah, right? Like Under Oath. That's Mathcore. Yeah, see, yeah, Mathcore is like a better description for like the 2010s post-hardcore. Yeah, that is like the perfect way to describe that. It is strange to rank post-hardcore, right? Because of how broad it is. It's like ranking metalcore, but in my head, post-hardcore, it's just A for me, because I feel like damn near any genre or any band that's post-hardcore, right? I fuck with it, right? Like, I listen to a lot of post-hardcore day to day, along with my S tiers. It's just I don't have that deep connection, the same deep connection I have with my S tiers. But like post-hardcore is like my goat, my second in command, right? Like it's like I listen to post-hardcore shit all the time. I wish I can tell you like give you a better description of what post-hardcore is or what it means to me specifically. I just fucking can't. Post-hardcore and emo used to mean the same thing for a second. It makes sense that like emo and post-hardcore meant the same thing at a time, because like emo stemmed from the hardcore scene, so did post-hardcore. Literally, that's like the name of it. Post meaning like evolution to hardcore, right? Emo was literally that. It was literally an evolution to hardcore by giving it this more emotional, like I guess, I don't want to say aesthetic, but it was just like sad boy hardcore that was like more heartfelt and more like depressing, right? So like that is an evolution to hardcore because it's different. Arguing what post-hardcore is impossible to come to a conclusion. Yeah, 100%. We're getting too deep into this shit that it's becoming a hot mess and confusing, and it's making me want to do a post-hardcore specific video. I'm doing that. Okay, Crunkcore, bro. Crunkcore. Crunkcore, I hate it. Now, when I think of Crunkcore, I think of Broken Side and Millionaires, right? Like, Broken Side was literally the laughingstock for anyone that wasn't into Crunkcore in the Mathcore era. Crunkcore is for TikTok emos who say rap is too overstimulating. Yeah, to be honest, now take this with a grain of salt. I don't listen to this. This feels like what SoundCloud eventually became and perfected, right? Like that SoundCloud era. The appeal is partying with emo baddies. You know, I'll LARP as a Crunkcore fella if it means partying with the emo baddies. I don't know what autistic chemicals in my brain made me like Crunkcore. I can't. But then again, I'm the Nintendocore guy, right? I liked Nintendocore, and a lot of you guys don't understand the appeal to that. It could be the same shit. I would rather listen to Porno Grind than Crunkcore. A W for Porno Grind. Porno Grind is slowly climbing up the ranks, baby. Yo, who knows? Porno might even make it into the E tier after this fucking list, bro. Slam is just straight up for cavemen. If you ever want to feel Homo sapien, you put on Slam, bro. It's an offshoot of death metal. I thought it was an offshoot of hardcore. See, I don't know much. There's like a lot of Slam bands play like hardcore shows, hardcore fest. Literally, like Bloom just said, they're playing in Hellfest. Let's look up Slam definition. Slam is a subgenre of brutal death metal focusing on extremely slow, rhythmic, and heavily palm-muted guitar riffs known as slams. Originating in the 90s from New York bands like Eternal Bleeding and Pyrexia, it emphasizes breakdowns, guttural vocals, and a bouncy groove over technicality. I'm a little confused, right? Because it feels like slam is associated with the hardcore scene, and I guess death metal in general, right? But I now I'm curious to know where death metal is rooted from. I feel like I know the basics of hardcore, but I want to know where death metal is rooted from to understand where they meet. Like, what is the correlation, right? Like you can hear it. It sounds like if you fuck with hardcore, you'll fuck with slam, right? But how did they intertwine? Like, how did they meet up? How they link up at the Arby's? You know what I mean? Basically, death metal with hardcore influence. Okay. Death metal born from thrash. Hardcore and death metal was what the dude who invented it was listening to. Now, clearly, based off of this conversation, I don't know shit about slam. I don't listen to it. You know, I find enjoyment in it. I feel like it's fun. I feel like it's goofy, but not in a way like ska is goofy. It's just like I said earlier, caveman, like unga bunga shit. Something I should have said about Midwest emo was like the DIY that comes with the genre is just like so fucking charming. And I know that's weird to say when you're listening to such you're listening to some dude like gargling into the fucking mic right now. So saying this shit is sounds charming, I'm sure is a head scratcher for someone. But it literally is. Like, that's the beauty of DIY. But I don't listen to it. I enjoy it. Don't listen to it. I guess that's a C tier for me, right? I guess that would be the same as Nintendocore, where I enjoy it. I just don't listen to it. B is like genres of music I really like, but I don't listen to for whatever reason. C is Nintendocore. I used to like it. Didn't age well, so I stopped. Slam, I see the appeal. I enjoy it. And it's extremely fucking rare when I listen to it. I guess that's okay to put in C, right? Because I don't think that belongs in D. We're gonna put Nintendocore down one. We're gonna put Slam in C, because Nintendocore I just never put on ever at all. Slam, like if I'm at the gym, I'll put some shit on, right? I feel like this makes more sense. It just really breaks my heart that Nintendocore went down one. Now let's do Deathcore. Deathcore is pretty interesting to me, by my knowledge. Death metal, hardcore, baby. The red chord, okay, the Spies icon, right? This was Deathcore before the MySpace wave took over. And it feels like, I could be wrong, I should ask Yan about this, but there was like a small window where it did sound like this, what we're listening to right now, like Spite, right? Where it sounded very hardcore lenient, but then you had the next wave of deathcore bands, which came with the rise of MySpace, And then you had like Bring Me the Horizon, right? You had like that, it felt melodic in a way, right? Count Your Blessings was like a little more melodic than Despise Icon and the Red Chord, right? It felt a little more metal lenient. Best deathcore band, a Chelsea Grin. Oh man, Chelsea Grin I've seen like 6 times. Does the cleansing mean nothing? Suicide Silence is the best. Yeah, okay. Suicide Silence, extremely important. In fact, I would say they were like one of the pioneers for MySpace deathcore, right? With all that being said, MySpace deathcore is cool, but I do enjoy Despise Icon, and I do enjoy Spite, and I fuck with some of the Red Chord. I like the deathcore that's more hardcore lenient. Deathcore, I'm going to put under B, right? MySpace deathcore, while there's some good shit, right? I love me some Suicide Silence. I love me some classic Bring Me the Horizon, but that I feel like, and As Blood Runs Black got a few songs, but I feel like my knowledge and appreciation for MySpace deathcore, well, I don't want to say appreciation, right? Because I do appreciate it. I think it is great, and I do love some Reverent, right? I do love what deathcore has become. Larcenia Row, really cool, right? I do love what it's becoming, or what it has become, what it evolved to. But I do find myself enjoying like the hardcore lenient deathcore more than MySpace deathcore. So with that being said, B and C. Sorry if you get a little tight. Now, skate punk feels like it was a it's basically proto pop punk, right? I think of NoFX, I think of MXPX, I think of Pennywise, where it was literally just like punk that like embedded skate culture into it and got a little cleaner with it, I'd say, a little cleaner. And then it eventually like bled into pop punk, while you had like hardcore being a little more serious with shit, right? Especially like because lyrically they were like very political with shit and like fuck the man and stuff like that. Skate punk kind of like, obviously a lot of skate punk was political, but it feels like they started steering the direction to a more goofy and funner side of things. I feel like I listen to skate punk more than post-hardcore, but I'm gonna keep it a buck, just like the same songs are on rotation. I do find post-hardcore more enjoyable, but skate punk I appreciate more. So I'm thinking one of two things: either like bite the bullet, let them both live in A tier, or put everything down one. I don't know what to do. We're just gonna let them both live in A tier because I'm not comfortable with putting Nintendocore and fucking buttfuck E, and Slam and MySpace in D, and Mathcore and Ska and Djent Deathcore in C. Like, I feel like that would add more value to my personal opinionated tier list, but it just feels wrong for me to do that move. Midwest emo and Easycore in S. Post-hardcore skate punk in A. Mathcore, Ska, Djent, and Deathcore in B. Slam and MySpace deathcore specifically in C. Nintendocore in D. Porno / scat grind and Crunkcore in F. There you go. We're obviously going to do a part 2 at some point. Especially if the fucking video does well. We're going to do it sooner rather than later.